Clint, are you just surprised at how, I guess, easy it has looked for you guys for 2 weeks into the season?
It's been 2 games, so I think our guys have done a good job to start it off with. We know we have a long road ahead, a lot of football left. Pleased with our effort early, but not satisfied.
What else are you pleased with besides the effort? What have you been pleased with that your offense has been able to execute these 2 seasons?
Just the leadership of our guys. Our best players are playing it well right now. They're practicing hard. When your best players are your hardest workers, then you're gonna have a good group, and that's been the case thus far.
Clint, kind of a non-football question, but how would you describe you?
Ball coach of the Saints. I'm not giving you much there. I'd say that I'm a Christian, I'm a dad, and then somewhere way down the line, a football coach.
I think Derek said, you just all ball all the time. I mean, what do you do to unwind? Would you have a hobby if there is?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometime after the season, figure that out.
Clint, it seems like you have a lot of uses for Alvin Kamara. Is that something you recognized when you studied the tape of this team, even before you started working with him? Like, when did you realize how much volume you guys wanted to give him in so many different ways?
Well, I would give a lot of credit to the offensive staff. They've been really creative in getting him involved, and I think anyone that's watched television the last 10 years, you see Alvin Kamara, and I played against him, and I was on the other end of that Christmas Day game. So he's an electric player. So we got to get him the ball as much as we can.
Well, what's kind of going through your mind when you're dialing up these plays and like everything is working? When you get a chance to appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm just. I think in the moment we're so focused on the job that we got to do, and I think what goes through our mind is the next play, and how can we done the last play better, and how can we improve our next series. So I think that's what's great about our coaching staff and our players is they're very detail oriented, and they work their tails off, and they're not happy with where they are.
So you didn't hit the Michael Jackson up there?
I did not. No, that would not be me. But I'm happy that our players are excited and having fun, because that's what this game's about. It's a fun game, and when they're having success, and I want them to celebrate, want them to have fun.
Are you having a lot of fun with this?
Yeah, it's been a solid start, and I think it's been really cool, just the people that I get to be around. Coach Allen and Mickey Loomis and Rick Dennison and Clancy Barone. I can name our whole offensive coaching staff. Those guys have been really impressive, and they have not gotten enough credit. But none of us want the credit, because we all know what's ahead of us. We got a lot of football ahead, and we've done some good things thus far. But we all know that we're 2 games into this thing, so we got to stay humble, stay hungry, and if we do that, we'll be all right.
Clint, a lot of these systems like you use heavier personnel. Like, what advantages do you guys get as an offense going against a defense that's like in base and maybe going heavier more than some other systems?
I think it's not so much that as much as like what is our strengths. I think we have some really talented football players that they're not the skill players all the time. We got some guys like Adam Prentice, guys like Jawan. We got really talented big men, that deserve to be on the field and getting their reps too. So it's probably less about as far as what personnel we're putting on the field. As far as it's more about how do we get our best players involved in the game plan and use the whole roster on game day.
What have you noticed from football guys like intelligence? Because Patrick kind of signaled out on that screenplay something you recognized pre-snaps.
Yeah.
What have your impressions been?
I think that's a great point. I think when you just think about football intelligence, guys that just get it, he really stands out. And that it was that way in the draft process, and it was that way early on. You moved the guy to left tackle on his first day here, and he just kind of fit right in. And when the picture changes, he doesn't flinch. So I think probably a lot of credit that needs to be given to the way he was coached in Oregon, Oregon State, because a very similar scheme, and he had a lot of banked reps in some of the things we were asking him to do.
Is it normal for rookies to point out certain stuff that you've been around, or
yeah,
the linemen?
Yeah, the good ones for sure, definitely.
Clint, is there anything like beyond the obvious Rashid's speed that makes him so good on those vertical routes?
Yeah, I think I said this before about him, and it's is really the joy of playing the game. Like, he brings so much joy to the game. He gets excited to make a play, and he gets excited when his teammates make plays, and he's an unselfish guy. So, you know, obviously that's a big part of his game that he's showed thus far, and there's so much more that he's shown in practice. So, you know, not surprised by his success because he really practiced his tail off this offseason.
You reference joy. You reference fun. Like, do guys play better when they're having fun? Like, is that something that's like important to cultivate that culture?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, that's easy when you're having success.
Yeah.
So we'll find out what our character is when it doesn't go that way, and it's going to happen in the NFL that way. So that's why it's important for us to just keep going about our daily business and focusing on the task at hand.
Through the first 2 games of the season, like, how do you think that Chris Olave has executed everything you've asked him to do so far?
I thought he's been phenomenal. Like I told you guys before, I think I told you this, I don't remember, but he was our Iron Man in training camp. He did not miss a practice. So I've seen improvement, and I've seen a guy that is a really bright football player. So you can do a lot with bright players, and we have a lot of those on offense. So I think he's just one of many that is, you know, just done everything we've asked him to do, and he knows that there's plenty more in the tank for him.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Put it there.